Can you tell us your name and your age?
My name is Madalyn and I am 24 years old.
What does it mean to be you?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know.
What does it mean to be perfect?
I don't think perfection exists, even though a lot of people strive for it and a lot of people would consider themselves perfectionists. However, I find perfection in imperfection. So essentially my idea of perfection is all of the little imperfections, and that's what makes something beautiful.
What does it mean to be 24?
24. I definitely have been enjoying it. I had a much harder time turning 23 for some reason, so I was a little more optimistic going into 24. I think I kind of had a year under my belt of post-grad life, and it definitely was a shock for me because you have your whole life planned out with school until you're the age of 22 if you attend college. So I never really got that far. I always had in my mind, you go to grade school, high school, college, and after that it was kind of an open book. So it was kind of hard, the transition of 23, figuring out what I wanted to do. So 24 has been much better because I kind of know what I want to do and I'm pursuing that.
Can you tell us a little about what you studied in school and what the transition was like for you?
I attended the University of Wisconsin-Madison and I studied textile and apparel design. So my emphasis was on apparel design. I was focusing on evening gowns when I was in school, and then my senior year of college I started to dabble in the lingerie. So after I graduated I knew I didn't want to work in a corporate setting, so I was just kind of working on alterations on the side to make money while I was applying for jobs, and it just grew into enough business to turn it into full-time. So now I am working on bespoke lingerie and I do custom designs and alterations on the side as well.
What does it mean to be kind?
I think it means to be selfless, putting your wants and needs aside and putting other people first.
What does it mean to be a friend?
Always checking in on your friends, making sure that they're doing okay, because you may be having a great day and got a promotion or a raise, but maybe your friend had a really tough day, which can definitely be hard for sure. And I know we all get busy and can go months or weeks or days or whatever without talking to our friends, but the true ones, they're always there. They know that you're thinking about them, that you'll check in. You're not going to not be friends if you're not talking 24/7.
What does it mean to be successful?
I feel like that's kind of my biggest daily struggle, is trying to define success and what it means to me. I keep talking to people and they always say, you're so successful, we can't wait for you to make it big, and it makes me think, like, what does that mean to them? Does it mean financially? Does it mean going to get an MBA, speaking at different events, traveling the world? So I think it means a lot of different things, and it's kind of the same thing with the idea of perfection. It's different for each person. So I think there's different ways of success. There's financial, emotional, physical, monetary, academic, all sorts of definitions. But I think there are so many different aspects of being successful that you kind of have to take all of them into account.
What does it mean to be confident?
I feel like that's another one I struggle with for sure. My whole model right now is fake it till you make it because I don't feel confident. I know a lot of people, just when they're starting something new, especially with a startup business, there's something called the imposter syndrome where you don't really feel like you own what you're doing. I'm comparing myself to people who have been in business for 5, 10, 20 years, whereas I've only been in business for less than a year. So I think definitely faking it till you make it will create that sense of confidence, and it might be awkward and fake at first, but I think if you just kind of start to practice it daily, it will become natural someday. So I think for me, confidence will come when I have more experience.
What does it mean to be human?
To be human is to be imperfect, and that can definitely be hard to deal with for sure. I think there's always a lot of disappointment, and that's really hard to deal with as humans, but you have to understand that you have love and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. So I think even though we are imperfect, there's a lot of great qualities about humans as well, and you just have to live every day and make mistakes and learn from them in order to get better.
What does it mean to be in love?
I feel like I probably have a unique perspective on this. I have been dating my boyfriend for 8.5 years this month, so we are grade school sweethearts. So it's kind of been interesting because he's my best friend and my love, and I've just kind of got to essentially like grow up in love, if that makes sense. So I feel like I almost like I'm cheating with this answer just because I did have the opportunity to experience it so long and maintain it for this long. To be in love is to, I don't know, find an extension of yourself in someone else. There are so many times when Ben and I, like, we'll just look at each other, know exactly what the other person's thinking, or we'll finish each other's sentences. I think just finding, like, your companion in another person is being in love.
What does it mean to be an adult?
An adult. I'm still trying to figure that one out, so, no, it's hard, definitely, because I think there's not a manual or a guidebook for it. You literally have to figure it out by making mistakes and trial and error. Health insurance, taxes. So I think being an adult is really just like diving into the deep end of the pool and figuring out how to swim.
What does it mean to be lucky?
I don't know if luck really exists. I think it's a combination of a lot of hard work, patience, and good timing. People might seem lucky just because you don't see all of the hard work and long hours and all the patience behind the scenes. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and just the stars aligning and the timing being perfect.
What does it mean to be a family?
Now that Ben and I are getting close to, like, you know, being engaged and getting married and then hopefully starting a family of our own, I like view his family as my family as well. So I think family is just the people that you really care about, that you spend the most time with, that you love and support, and you know you'll be there for each other no matter what. Obviously that is, you know, blood relatives and blood family, but also, you know, in-laws and even, you know, close family friends as well.
What does it mean to be popular?
First thing I think of is like being popular in high school. Their interests are in likes and followers and having the attention of people. It's not so more focused on the long run. So again, popular just kind of is something that's not really important to me, never has been. I think it's kind of silly and a waste of time. I think you should really focus on like your dreams and desires and aspirations, and I think you should keep your head down, work really hard, achieve your dreams, and then if success and fame do follow you, that's amazing, great, but I don't think that should be your intention from the very beginning.
What does it mean to be proud?
To feel confident in your work and your success. I definitely think it is something that is difficult to achieve. There's a fine line between being like proud and pompous and arrogant, but also confident and owning your success and your work. I think it's totally fine to feel proud of yourself and have other people encouraging you for the work that you've done, but you always have to remain humble. That's always been a huge part of everything that I do. I just, you know, was born being that way, being humble, and I think it's so important because everything that you've worked for and everything that you have could literally be taken away in seconds. House fire, a car accident, or an illness, or whatever it might be, you do not know what life has planned for you. I think always keeping things in perspective and being appreciative of what you have and what you've worked for, but never letting it get to your head. So you can definitely be proud, but not arrogant.
What does it mean to be free?
I think for me personally, free would be financially free. I just feel very overwhelmed with all my debts right now from student loans and startup costs for a business. I would feel free if I had all my debts paid off and I just had enough money to live comfortably and pay my bills, and that for me would be free.
What does it mean to be a role model?
I think to be a role model, you have to be an example, which can definitely be difficult, but really it's to be an example in your daily life. So really just setting the standard and the example of what it means to be a kind, caring human being who works hard, who is humble, and you can say that you're all those things, but until you really do it and put it into practice, people will just kind of see that and they'll learn from that. So maybe you are, you know, a boss to an intern, and you can say, you know, I like to give to charity. but you're never seen at that charity. You're never seen helping out. So I think just really, putting your money where your mouth is really setting an example and being a role model.
What does it mean to be safe?
To be safe, I love being at home. Also just being with my family, and then with my boyfriend Ben and his family as well, and all my close friends. And I think maybe that's also why I feel so just safe being at home, because like all of my favorite people are here as well. I'm so lucky that I think only like one of my close friends lives on the West Coast, but otherwise everyone is pretty much here. So just kind of having all my people in one place.
What does it mean to be happy?
I think it's something that you have to work at every single day. Most people think, okay, when I have this much money, this home, or this car, I'll be happy. But that's not how it works, because life is just so ironic and loves to just, screw up all your plans. So I think you have to work at it every single day. You just have to strive to be content in your daily life. And if you're doing something that you don't love, then maybe working to make changes to make it better. In your relationship as well, just doing small things to make each day spectacular. I know for me, I really just try to work at it every day, because I know there's no end point or checkpoint where I'm going to be happy. It's right now, right here, so I might as well make the best of it, because again, you don't know what could happen tomorrow.
What does it mean to be a survivor?
I feel like to be a survivor, you've had to overcome a lot of obstacles and struggles, and that can be in a variety of things. I feel like I know a lot of people who are survivors, whether that be domestic abuse, serving in the military. I feel like I've lived a pretty comfortable life. I haven't had too many obstacles or barriers, which I'm very, very thankful for. But I definitely admire those who do go through a lot and make it out on the other side. So I think you have to have a lot of grit, for sure, to be a survivor, to have a lot of things knock you down, but say, nope, I'm going to get up anyways, I'm going to keep pushing through, and I'm going to make it and have a better life than the situation I'm in right now. I personally wouldn't call myself a survivor, but I feel like I know a lot of other people in my life who are.
What does it mean to be home?
Well, obviously there's the physical, settlement of your home. So there's that idea of home as well. But also I think it's in people too. And I know it can seem cheesy, but I think for Ben as well, I would consider Ben being a sense of like home to me as well. So I think you can definitely find that in like a physical place, but also in a person as well.
What does it mean to be you?
To be me, I think at the heart of everything, I'm just a caring person. I genuinely care about people. So I really just try to be a shining light through all of that. I do love to be happy. I love to have fun. I love memes. I love vines. I love laughing and just having fun. And I always just try to be there for the people who are there, just to be calm, supportive, caring, and always having fun.